Hey gang, quick TGD video tip. Okay, any of you guys that are doing like obedience stuff, especially using e-collar work and recalling your dog, what we call like bouncing the dog around, like place to down and sit and recall and all that stuff. One of the really important things to keep in mind is that you don't get your dog out of balance. And what I mean by out of balance is doing too much calling around, like bang, 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 bang. And what happens is, because like we've talked about in other posts, dogs are incredible pattern readers. And so if you start setting up patterns of like, every time I move over here, I'm gonna call you. Every time I walk over here, I'm gonna call you. Then your dog is gonna start to be like this. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm anticipating. My ears are up, I'm ready to roll. If you continue to do that stuff, then what you create is an edgy, anticipatory, if that's a word, I think it is, and anticipating dog rather than a chilled out, relaxed dog, right? So we want to make sure we've got the action. We want to make sure that we've got that non-negotiable recall. We've got, the dog being able to move and come to us and do all that stuff. But just as important, if not more important, is getting the dog to stick and stay, but also relax. Not just like be in place and get corrected and, like be supervised or managed, but just like relax into the place or the down. And really the way that that happens and the way you keep your dog in balance with this stuff is by doing a lot more, in our opinion, a lot more duration work than you do motion work, like recall and things like that. So, and a couple other things that I'll add to that as well is also doing like faux setups, like faux commands. We'll do a lot of like walk over to a place command. The dog's like, oh, you're gonna call me, and you're like, nah, I'm just walking by place command. And then you walk away and you go into the kitchen, or you walk. I'll be the trainer, you guys be the dog. I'll be like do. I'll walk, look, I'm backing up. I'll do stuff like that, and I'll really try and break. Whew, sounds like a nasty dog out there. I'll really try and break the dog of reading patterns, right? So dogs will start to see like, oh, eye contact and backing up, he's gonna recall me. Or he's going by that placemat, he's gonna recall me, he's gonna call me over there. Or right? So you get the picture. They're reading the patterns, and if you do anything continuously, you're gonna start getting them to read those patterns, but more importantly, anticipate those patterns, which will create that edgy dog that we're not looking for. What we're looking for is that more relaxed dog that can still recall when you need him to, but we got to keep him in balance. And once again, the way we recommend for most of our clients to do that, it's like what I just shared: faux commands, setups, not actually giving the dog a command, but looking like you're going to, and then making sure that like your program of like interior work is kind of like maybe 80-20 or 90-10, which 80-90 being like stationary duration work and 10-20 being calling the dog around, right? So that way the dog has really got far more like sitting, locking down, relaxing, being calm, that meditation kind of stuff that we talk about with duration work, and then a smidge, if you will, of motion, right? Making sure that the motion's happening. The only thing I would adjust or tweak or have something different to say about that is if your dog was like, I love to stay still, but I don't like to recall and I refuse to come to you. Or I'm a really nervous, fearful dog, and like recalling to you or around the house things that I'm worried about are my bigger challenge. Typically it's the reverse. Dogs typically have a hard time staying still and are more inclined to move. But if you've got the reverse, then you want to tweak it and kind of work on the reverse, right? So wherever your problem spot is with your dog, you want to go after that. But typically, most dogs, like I always say, movement's easy, stillness is hard. If you got the reverse, give it a little switch, give it a little tweak, change your percentages of how much motion you want to try and do to try and get your dog over whatever humps, whatever things are in the way of your dog's brain, mindset, getting in attitude and perception and perspective, getting into a better space. So those are a couple things that I want you guys to be thinking about when you're doing work, especially if you're doing e-collar work. watch out for getting your dog into any kind of pattern mode, any kind of anticipation mode, anticipatory mode, where they're just reading signs and they're staying on edge or reading signals from you that look somewhat similar to giving a command, or something very similar to giving a command. And I want you guys to not give the command. I want you guys, if you got an anticipating dog, go up and give them lots of faux cues, but don't call them. Let them think they're gonna call me, but you're not going to call them. And then really break that up. Keep your dog guessing. Really keep their brain working. This will create a brain that works in a different way. Not the brain that's like, you're going to call me, but the brain that's like discerning. That's not an actual command he's giving me. That's just body language, or that's just eye contact, or that's just a position he's standing in. Very different stuff. Gets different kind of brain work going rather than the edgy anticipatory stuff. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, so I hope that helps. And then just to close it out, if you've got the reverse, if you've got the nervous, fearful, insecure dog, which, like working with Teddy, that was a bigger priority for Teddy, was more motion. Teddy wanted to flee, get away as much as possible, so Brit's here. So that was a bigger focus. Now that we've got Teddy really recalling really nicely, and we've got Teddy being playful and interactive and doing all that stuff at a really high level, now we're pushing stationary. Now we're working to tweak the other part of the equation, which is don't move even if there's something you're worried about. First we had to get him to like be able to move towards us and have that kind of action stuff, that motion stuff. Now we need the stillness stuff. So we're tweaking on the fly with him. So anyways, hope that helps. Anybody have any questions about their specific dog or their specific situation, or how to better implement this, hit me up in the comments and I will be happy to try to answer them for you. You guys have yourselves an awesome Thursday, and I will chat with you guys soon. See you. Bye. Bye.